Happy Friday, Vol Nation. Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel coming at you. Tennessee basketball, of course, they're in the midst of trying to complete their squad from the transfer portal, which is pretty much complete at this point. But a couple days ago, we got news that Rod Clark had accepted a new position, being assistant coach at Indiana along the way. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But Tennessee today gets his replacement, and it seems Barnes had this thing under control from the get-go. Make sure you hit the like. If you share that out, anybody that maybe has not found it, share it out. Let them see what they think about it. And if you like the content, you have not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. It is free. It is free. You do get notifications when videos or when decide to go live again at some point. But Rod Clark left for Indiana. Today, Tennessee and Rick Barnes announced that they added Amorrow Morgan to the program. A little bit about him. So he had actually accepted a job with Florida State in April, and now he's coming to Tennessee. Before that, he was an assistant coach at Cal, and just a guy that's been around for a few years along the way as well. He was at South Alabama, just a guy who's kind of worked his way up the ranks. And, you know, if it sounds familiar, Rod Clark was a guy. Tennessee gave him his first college assistant job, and Rod Clark did an awesome job for Tennessee. I hate to see him go, but he's got to do what's best for him and his family along the way too. And I think that's one of those where everybody was good with it. Rod Clark gave a lot to Tennessee. He recruited really well there. He was very important in getting Dalton Connect, Chaz Lanier in. Did a really good job for Tennessee along the way. He had that, of course, that connection to Sunrise Academy out in Kansas. Just, numerous recruits that he was in on and was a vital part of this staff. But that's kind of been the thing for Barnes, is he's not above giving a chance to that up-and-comer or that rising coach. And Amorrow Morgan really seems to be the same kind of guy based on, what I'm reading on him as well. And, one of the big things, so it said before that, he coached 2 seasons at Loyola Chicago. He was at South Alabama. He's been at Nicholls State, Henderson State, the University of Illinois Springfield, and the national powerhouse Our Lady of the Lake University. So he started and he's worked his way up. Coached the last 2 seasons at Cal. So he's originally from Memphis, actually. So he's a Tennessee guy. He is coming home at this point. He played at Idaho State is where he was. He was a 2-time All-Big Sky guard there and a 3-time captain. Said he did play for 3 years in Europe along the way. And here he is. He's back home in Tennessee. He said Coach Barnes has built something truly special on Rocky Top. Tennessee's a program rooted in tradition and rising with purpose. I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to return to my home state and look forward to contributing however I can to the continued success of volunteer basketball. I cannot wait to start and get to work with our guys. And Rick Barnes in a press conference today announced the hiring. Just said they're thrilled to welcome Amorrow to Rocky Top. As soon as we had a decision to make, it was immediately clear he was our first choice. So it was said, so Wednesday night, Rod Clark, of course, been at Tennessee 4 years. There were some rumors earlier in the week about it, and then it was announced he was leaving for Indiana. Later that night in Nashville, he had told people that spot was pretty much filled. And so this is something that's obviously been in the works for a bit. They've kept it under wraps, and then Barnes shifted to him. I don't know what the connection is there, but Barnes shifted quickly. He got his guy. And, from what it said, he is a really good recruiter. It looks like, based on it, let me go back here just a little bit on it. One of the things it said, so he recruited Jeremiah Wilkinson. He was a 3-star point guard from Powder Springs, Georgia last year. He was the ACC 6th Man of the Year. He was an ACC all-rookie team. I've seen this. It's still weird to me to say ACC and Cal together, but that's where it's at. Now, the thing with Wilkinson, he did hit the portal and transfer to Georgia. So I don't think I would assume he's probably signed. If not, is that a guy you would try to get in? Possibly, but how will that affect current guys? I don't know that it will. I mean, the main guys it may have affected would have been Wilkinson and Stojakovic, Peja Stojakovic's son, who ended up going to Illinois. Could have affected them possibly, and that would have been a great pickup. Either one of them would have been, as a matter of fact. But you're getting a guy who, based on his, it looks like he's a pretty young guy. I mean, if he graduated in 2012, and I don't see exact age, that's going to put him early 30s. Here, it said he's an up-and-coming, a really good recruiter, works really hard at it. So, according to Ryan Shumpert, Rocky Top Insider, his article, it said Morgan brings a reputation as a stout recruiter to Tennessee as he returns to his home state. And Barnes said also, he's a young, energetic coach with a sharp basketball mind who will make an impact with our program from day one. I know he will do all he can to help our players excel, and that he will mesh with the strong culture we have in place. And says he played at Cordova High School in Memphis. Did say he played a year of prep school in North Carolina. Played all 4 years at Idaho State along the way. And like I said, he's coached at many places along the way. And he was due to be a part of, is it Luke Laux? I'll be honest, I don't know the pronunciation, or Laux on here. It looks like it's Laux, but it could be Lux on that. I don't keep up with the basketball enough, to be honest with you, outside of Tennessee, and I've said that I've been pretty open about it, but I'm as up to date on Tennessee basketball as there is. But said this was an opportunity he could not pass up here as well. And he said, I cannot wait to start and get to work with our guys. And last, he said, go Big Orange. So here you go. Tennessee's got in the fold. They've got their staff in place. This is still a really good basketball staff that Rick Barnes has put together. And really kind of the surprising thing to me was a lot of people, myself included, I thought Rodney Terry was probably where they go with that one. And obviously they didn't. Barnes went the route of the young up-and-comer. So, and it seems like that was someone he went with very quickly as well. So you got to give Barnes credit. That says a lot about Barnes, his program, his culture, the fact that, they are able just to go ahead and shift gears that quickly. And, again, they lost a really good coach in Rod Clark, but they were able to shift gears and then get Morgan in here. That says a lot. So you got your main coaches, of course, Barnes, Justin Gainey, Greg Polinsky, and it lists Brian Lentz, Lucas Campbell as assistant coaches too. Now you add Amorrow Morgan to the fold. This staff, I fully think they'll keep on rolling. And when you've got your program in place, when you've got what you need, that goes to show when you're able to add a guy that quickly when you lose a guy. And again, thank you to Rod Clark. Thank you to him, and best of luck to him at Indiana. I don't know the connection with Clark and the new Indiana coach, but I have seen that it was a pretty big raise that he got. Not sure if he moved up to like associate head coach or anything like that. But, guys have families. They have to support them as well. Congrats to him on it. Again, hate to see him go. Did a great job at Tennessee, but the show must go on. And Rick Barnes, that's what he says. And he went out and he filled it with another up-and-coming guy who can recruit. So we'll see how that affects things moving along. There's still, as far as portal goes, there's still one spot left. What will they do with that one? Do they find another shooter they could possibly get? Do they hold on to that just in case? I mean, do you hold on to it in case this fifth-year thing? Again, I just think the chances of the fifth-year thing are slim to none. I know somebody I know talk a lot with is like, well, they're going to get sued on it. Who's to say these guys have a case? I mean, just because you sue the NCAA does not mean you win it. So it's, it is. I will maintain and go by. I've not seen a single article or anything that says these fifth-year guys. I see it that says the fifth-year rule will probably get approved, but it's not going to affect the guys who just finished up here. And but trust me, I would take Jordan Gainey back in a heartbeat. I don't see it happening though, and my hopes are not up at all with it. I like what this team's built. I still feel like one more shooter though. You get one more shooting guard in who can shoot, and I think this team is pretty set. But it's we'll see. I think good things are coming on Rocky Top. I think it's going to be a big year again next year. The key is going to be, can they get past that Elite Eight? Can Nate Ament be the guy that comes in and leads them to that? That's what he's been brought in to do. We'll see how far they go. Tennessee got a commitment out of the football portal. I'm going to record something here in a minute. Of course, I do work a full-time job. I'm not able to just put these out during the day, so I'll get to them when I can on that. So I'll have some stuff on for that. Tennessee baseball, they are delayed till 8 o'clock, at least 8 o'clock tonight due to weather in Knoxville. Hopefully they'll be able to get that one going later on tonight. Frank, House of Orange, like, share, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Channel memberships, channel Patreon. Or if you want to say thanks, bottom right-hand corner. Super thanks are greatly appreciated and go to help the channel a lot. But this is Frank, House of Orange. Have a great evening. Go Vols.